Bouncing ball out toward third. The rich history continues for Chipola. They are back-to-back Junior College World Series champions. Jeff Johnson's program continues to rewrite the books of this great.
Thank you so much for coming out to celebrate. This is just a big celebration party for these guys. We're so proud of them. We did this a few weeks ago when they came back from state, and they said they were going to go do it, and guess what? They did. All right. We just loved cheering on you this year, team. Many of us didn't get to go out to Colorado, but we watched it on our computers and on our phone, and we were just cheering you on. We were so impressed by your will to win, your work ethic, and also by the team chemistry. You really came together and showed some unity, and we were just so proud of you. And team, you did several things. You represented us so well throughout the whole year. You made Chipola look good. Every time those announcers and every time you stepped up there looking good, doing good, it made Chipola look good, and we thank you for that. We also want to know that you didn't just win, but you got attention for the college because you became the first team since 2000 to get a back-to-back championship. And that's something those announcers kept telling us about, and so we appreciated that. You were also, and I just found this out, you were the fourth team to ever win the championship by climbing out of a consolation bracket. Okay? The fourth ever. You had to win 6 games. It was do or die, and you did it. Coming back, so we love that.
Good morning. This is truly a remarkable year for Chipola College and for student academic performance. We are very proud to be here today to announce that 3 special groups of students from Chipola College have just won top state awards. First of all, our Phi Beta Lambda Business Organization won 13 top 5 awards in the state competition in March. 8 students competed and will advance to the national competition in Baltimore in June. Second, our Brain Bowl team hosted and won the state championship in March. This is Chipola's 8th state title. We've set a record for Brain Bowl, winning more championships than any of the other 28 colleges in Florida. And finally, we're here to recognize 2 students from Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, Katie Everett and Anne Marie Brown. They won the state recognition when they were named to the All-Florida Academic Team, which includes all the top scholars in Florida. Anne Marie is a national winner as well. She won the National Coca-Cola Scholar. For winning a national award, her portrait will be displayed in our academic wall of honor that you see right here on these walls. Students, congratulations for your academic achievement. We thank you and the faculty sponsors for representing Chipola College so well.
Hey, good morning everybody. We're out here at Chipola College at the Health Science Building where we have a mock drill set up. We're going over today in big nursing building and going to have an accreditation ceremony later on. Paramedic program has been nationally accredited to be able to go beyond just the state of Florida to have our certification. If we're licensed just in the state of Florida, then we can only work in the state of Florida. But being able to get this accreditation today makes us more marketable as a paramedic. We got a wreck behind us that we're simulating, 3 16-year-old females that were involved, one of which was very critical, and we're going to take that patient inside into the simulator and then take over from there on what we would do in the back of an ambulance. But here in these rural communities, it may take us 50 minutes to get to you sometimes. So Chipola College, the paramedic program, teaches so far beyond the basics. They teach us to stabilize a patient so we can make that long distance transfers. We don't have just the basic drugs on the ambulances in these counties. We have drugs that you see in hospitals. That's the difference between working in a rural community and working inside of a city. And that's one of the main reasons I chose to come to Chipola College, was because of the reputation that they have, and knowing that I'll be able to work into a rural community just gives me that much more confidence whenever I'm somewhere that I have a hospital right around the corner. Operations, we're running at 10 and SpO2 at 100%. We should be at your facility in about 5 minutes out.
Hello everyone, I'm Jackie Dudley, President of Chipola College Black Student Union.
I'm Lehman Sims, BSU Chaplain.
I'm Chris Brockington, BSU member.
The Chipola College Black Student Union is proud to announce our annual Black History Month celebration to be held on Friday, February 23rd at 6:30 p.m. in the Cultural Center on College Street.
Our program will include special performances from our Chipola Show Choir and an uplifting performance from our own BSU members.
But the highlight of the evening will be our guest speakers, Miss Chrissy Banda from Pensacola State College, who is also the president of the Florida African American Student Association, and Elder Emeritus William McCray.
Well, we're really excited today because we're having our career fair here at the Health Sciences Building at Chipola College. And what we do at the career fair is that we have a lot of different institutions, hospitals, nursing homes, home health agencies, fire department, EMS. They come together and they talk to our students about different career possibilities out in the community. So our paramedic students, our EMT students, our nursing assistant students, and our ADN, or Associate Degree in Nursing RN students, can have the opportunity in one location actually just walk around and talk to a lot of different folks that have these different institutions, just to see where they might be potentially interested in working at whenever they get done with school. So we're very excited to be able to offer this opportunity to our students here at Chipola College.
So today we came to Riverside Elementary School. I took my elementary science methods course that I teach in the education department. And since these are pre-service future elementary school teachers, I really wanted them to have an opportunity to do something that I like to work with called thematic units. And so working with gas laws, also introducing equipment to children. So we took the pumpkins and we did a couple different things with them. One showing children that just over-the-counter stuff, as well as me showing the teachers. You could use vinegar and baking soda, soap suds, food coloring, and you can make something called a puking pumpkin.
Vinegar, puking pumpkin. Material. So you can either, depending on the type of pumpkin you have and where your mouth is, where the mouth is in the pumpkin, that's going to determine which things you want.
There we go.
You want to come touch it? Yeah.
And the other one I did was something called an exploding pumpkin, which is really a lot of fun, and that's definitely something you would have only the teacher do. So you carve the pumpkin, you put everything back in, and then you put the calcium carbide, and the gas builds up inside the pumpkin. You add a little flame, and it, boom, self-carving pumpkin. But I thought it was a really good opportunity for the pre-service teachers to get an opportunity to see what it was like really in action instead of just doing it with me in a class.
We're all trying to lean forward, and bring more business, more manufacturing to this part of the state. And we think we have all the infrastructure just here waiting to take care of anybody that will bring the right kind of jobs, high-tech jobs, because we have the workforce and we have the education training for it on site. And that's the reason why we come through why we're stopping at schools and businesses today, because we want to bring the workforce and the education together. And that's sort of the stress of today, is say, where's the workforce? What do we need in the way of workforce? What jobs can we bring? What businesses can we bring? So it's a continuum that's interlocked. Well, Jackson County actually is farther ahead on that scale than most of the state, honestly. They've been looking ahead and planning ahead for years for education, for the zoning, for the infrastructure. You have great highways, great railroads, all right here in Jackson County, great airports, great workforce. So they've been planning for years. The reason to come here is because they're the closest to the starting line. Always very, very impressed. My own weak spot is tech side over here, where we did the engineering and the automotive. I just happen to have a soft spot in my heart for that kind of thing. But obviously we're training great workforce programs here, really critical need programs in the community. So grateful for the opportunity to be here. Thank you.
And we've been so pleased to be able to talk about how great our students perform, and about being a Gold College, and also about being nominated again for the Aspen for the 5th time.
Yeah, congratulations on the Gold College. That's outstanding.
Thank you. Really appreciate that.
Tell us who's going to be coming out here to the Chipola softball field here in just a couple hours.
Well, today we've got the Chinese national team. It's the Beijing Shogun Eagles. They flew over to play in Vero Beach right now, and then they're going to play in the Pro Fast Pitch League that starts in a couple weeks. And I guess today we got them to come up and they'll play us.
Wow. Now tell us, who are these girls or these young women? Like, are they professionals? Are they Olympians? What are they?
They are, I think they're a little both. They're the national team that's going to, I guess next year, try to qualify for the Olympics in 2020. So you'll have kids out here, and I say kids, you'll have young women out here that, they'll range probably from 18 to, 34, 35. So this is going to be, a true test.
Okay. We're expecting a big crowd. Tell us about some of the rumors that you've heard about who's coming to watch this afternoon.
Well, and with people I've talked to, there's several high schools that's going to come out, and which, even with our kids, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see softball from, another country. To see women play the game that's going to be different than ours. Right. They're going to be a little different than how they play softball than we do. Now it's kind of, basically the same. You got to throw and you got to hit and you got to run and you got to score. And you got to pitch, but they do it a little differently. They're going to be fundamentally sound, so I really think it's going to be a good game. Well, I hope it's going to be a good game.
Today was our fall STEM event. The 5-county area high school students come to Chipola College to be involved in a STEM event. This year was focused on Who Killed Victor Connor, and really it's about letting the students have access to science. In each lab we had PCR analysis and DNA analysis and blood typing, where they gathered evidence and they ran the DNA and the blood typing. We also had the bone lab, where we actually went and removed human remains from the wooded area where the body was found, and they brought it back to the lab and they analyzed it, looked for gender, height, and then we did some cause of death. And then another lab, they were analyzing substances that were found at the crime scene. There was white powder, there was blood, but the blood was sent to the DNA lab, but the white powder and the soil samples that were at the scene had to be analyzed. That was in our chemistry lab. And then we had a cyber forensics lab where they analyzed, once enough evidence was obtained, they were able to obtain a warrant to the lead suspect and gather his phone and computer, and the students got to see what it was like to actually analyze that and to kind of go through passwords and look through that. And we also had the fingerprinting lab where they did the super glue fuming technique of the weapon, and they learned how to extract and then look at fibers and also look at hair samples taken from scenes. So it's very intricate. Then they all come back together, they have a working lunch, and each member, they went to each lab, they come back, they compare evidence, and they give us they do a write-up, which is a probable cause affidavit where, why would you arrest this person, and they present all the evidence to us. Chipola College is very dedicated to maintaining these STEM events for the students in our areas and hoping to prosper them into coming to here to work in the science, math, and technology fields which Chipola has, and then for them to go on to have further careers in that. And that seems to be a big draw, and a lot of students find that fascinating, and that we have these careers here and these opportunities here.
What have you in store for us today?
I got a special song just for the occasion, and it's gonna be performed by none other than your 7 lovely little girls. I wrote this little number for my star pupil.
Who might that be?
Your youngest, Ariel. Such a voice, that child. Notes as clear as ice and pitch as pure as water.
Well, to prepare for the show, there were many fun parts about it. Learning the music because with the numbers that I'm in, it's mostly everybody in the show. It's ensemble, it's aerial, it's flounder, it's all the sea creatures. I mean, everybody just about that's in the cast are in the numbers that I'm in. So all of us working together on the songs and watching it come together was amazing. That was a great part of it. I had to wear fake eyelashes, I wore highlighter, I wore everything. Lipstick, lip liner, everything you could imagine, I had it on. And it was kind of iffy there at first because, again, it was my first time, but it turned out really good. Also, working with the other cast members on their parts and putting the actual show together was amazing. Just watching how everything just came, piece by piece, just came together like a puzzle.
So we started in around November working on the costumes, looking at the renderings, just sort of getting an idea of what we wanted everyone to look like. We started in November with the tentacles for Ursula. Ursula was probably the first person that we started building. Probably a full day's worth of work spread over a couple weeks, cutting out the patterns, sewing them together, putting them on the harness, getting them to connect and look just right to make the spiky tentacles that you saw.
Her wig was not synthetic hair that usually wigs are made of. Her wig was made out of 3 different types of yarn, which were hot glued together in a long strip with a piece of wire in it. And he shaped it to the actor's head with a skull cap, but you wouldn't think that it was yarn at all.
Yeah.
We have many involved veterans on campus with us today, and we also have a student, Selena, who is a veteran and who is participating with our Marine PLC program. Selena, please come forward if you would. So we have some questions for Selena to celebrate her veteran accomplishment and her involvement in our Marine PLC. So Selena, if you would, please tell us a little about your program of study here at Chipola College.
Well, Dr. Bobin, as Dr. Clemens mentioned, I am an associate graduate here at Chipola with an associate in arts, focusing in business, and I'm now in my bachelor's program doing my accounting major with some wonderful accounting instructors, Professor Klanjak and Professor White, and I couldn't be happier with the program.
Accounting is fantastic. It's one of our fastest growing programs to study on campus. We always tell students we have more jobs than we have students. So if you're interested in a job, pursue accounting at Chipola College. So how has service as a veteran helped you in life as a student at Chipola?
Being a veteran has many, many benefits in my personal life. And as a student, the discipline that I gained in the military, while serving in the military, has helped with my studies and time management and being able to fully know what career path that I wanted to take, because I think that in some cases a lot of students don't know what they want to do in their life, and having that experience in the military helped guide me and let me know what it was that I wanted to focus on and what was important to me at the time.
Fantastic. If you think about the opportunity we have for students to pursue a commission as an officer in the U.S. Armed Forces, what do you think about our partnership with the Marine Corps? What have you learned through it so far?
After sitting in with several of the briefings with the ROTC program, I think it's a wonderful opportunity for students, especially in the area where income is a big issue and the ability to pay for college. And when I was younger, and income was a major factor in my decision to go into the military, I don't regret it at all. And I think that anyone who joins the military won't regret it either. And the potential is just unlimited in the things that the military can do for you. So
thank you. Well, thank you, Selena, and we thank you for all your veterans that are here with us today. Thank you for your service. We really appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Gina McAllister, Dean of the School of Education, and I'm here with Chris Franklin. He's the principal over at Riverside Elementary School, and he has been a partner with us in many ways, and he employs a lot of our graduates. Mr. Franklin, can you share with us what your experience has been with hiring some of our graduates in the past?
Chipola graduates are always hard workers. They are prepared for the classroom. They're ready for the curriculum. It's being a part of the hiring process is one thing to see what's happening, but of course you've invited me to be in classrooms, you've invited me to part of being the interview, the practice interviews with them, so I know what's going into their instruction. I know what they're exposed to, and that has been a benefit to our school system, to know what they're doing and what they're prepared for. And then of course the interview process, we can have a whole conversation set with Chipola students that we can't have with other students because of their exposure in the curriculum, what you give them and what they're ready for.
Well, as you know, we have expanded our internship now. We used to just have one semester, and it was typically in the spring, and now we have a year-long experience for them so that they're in the classroom at least one day a week for the entire first semester and then evolve into the full semester. What changes or differences have you noticed in the interns and their ability to communicate with you based on this change in the way we do our internship?
Well, I feel like Chipola has done what other schools of education have talked about doing for years. I remember whenever I had my internship experience a couple more years ago, and how they wished that we could have been at the school the first semester and we'll watch the children as they progressed. And Chipola's done that. And I'll tell you, the difference in the conversation that you can have with the students, with the graduates, the Chipola graduates, is amazing. The whole differentiated instruction conversation, because they were there when the children were first tested, whenever they first came to the classroom, and they were first assessed as to what they're able to do in the beginning of the year, and then the progress monitoring throughout the year. They would not have been a part of that conversation with just a few weeks of internship, whereas this year-long process has given them a real classroom, as close to a real classroom experience as they can get. and it's made the conversation tremendously different. I believe that the skill level that we're going to see in these recent graduates is going to amaze us, the difference between them and another student that has to be employed for a year to get that experience.
Right. Well, we're excited about it. We really are getting some positive feedback about this change, and we
You
feel
can see
like
a
that
difference
we are
already,
definitely
to me.
headed in the right direction. Well, thank you for coming and talking with us today about that, and thank you for your partnership. We really look forward to continuing to work for you.
Thank you.
Journals of this kind are often edited by teams of PhDs, seasoned teachers, and published writers. I am so impressed with the work my students did, and we are thrilled to have received this national recognition. We think the journal is interesting, informative, and entertaining, and that's what we were going for.
We've always felt like Chipola was the best in the state and the best in the nation. Our baseball team proved it this year, and now with this ranking, it kind of seals the deal that we are the best with academics, athletics, and the quality of life. That's second to none.
And with that gold standard, it's not just receiving the gold award for excellence, but it's also being ranked #1 out of all 28 community colleges. Chipola is certainly not the biggest of the 28 by student size, campus size, or dollar size in an annual budget, but what we do with what we have is second to none, and that's proven year in, year out, and it's brought home here again with us with this gold award. And I'm just really proud to be associated with such excellent people.
One thing that is so important about Chipola is we know that we hire competent, credentialed people, and we also know that people here are motivated to really do the best they can for our students, because most of the faculty and staff here came from the 5-county area, and we have a mission. We know how important Chipola is to our 5-county area and to its economic development, and we know that every day we are changing lives and creating futures.